Picture this, a 17-year-old boy lies dying in a hospital bed, tuberculosis ravaging his lungs, doctors shaking their heads in defeat. But in that moment of despair, something extraordinary happens that would change not just one life, but millions around the world. This is the incredible story of Lester Sumrall, a man who went from deathbed to global evangelist, from obscurity to international fame, and from a small-town boy to a spiritual giant who would shake nations. Born on February 15, 1913, in New Orleans, Louisiana, young Lester entered a world where his destiny was already being shaped by prayer. His mother, a woman of deep Christian faith, had committed him to God even before his birth, praying fervently that her son would become a preacher. But destiny has a way of manifesting itself in the most unexpected moments. Medical doctors examined her and declared her mentally sound, yet the physical evidence of the attacks was undeniable. He confronted the demons that were tormenting this young girl, calling upon the name of Jesus Christ and the power of God to deliver her. The battle was intense, witnessed by medical professionals, prison officials, and media representatives. On the third day, the breakthrough came. Clarita suddenly declared, "He went that way and he's gone." The demons had been cast out, and the attacks ceased forever. When Lester Sumrall heard about this case, he knew he had to act. Over the course of his lifetime, he penned more than 130 books, covering topics ranging from biblical prophecy to practical Christian living. His writings continue to inspire and instruct believers around the world, long after his death in 1996. His approach to ministry was marked by a unique combination of supernatural faith and practical wisdom. He believed in miracles and experienced them regularly, but he also understood the importance of organization, planning, and hard work. He flew to Manila and obtained permission to visit Clarita in prison. He served as director of global food outreach, working tirelessly to address hunger in third world countries. A man who chose the Bible over the casket and spent the rest of his life proving that God's power is greater than any obstacle, any demon, or any limitation that stands in the way of his purposes. This work was an extension of his belief that the gospel should be accompanied by practical acts of love and compassion. At 17, as Lester lay dying from tuberculosis, something miraculous occurred that would alter the course of his life forever. In a supernatural vision, he saw suspended in midair to the right of his bed a casket, and to his left, a large open Bible. In Manila, Philippines, 17-year-old Clarita Villanueva was imprisoned in the notorious Bilibid prison, experiencing something that baffled medical professionals. The broadcasting networks he established continue to reach millions. The books he wrote continue to inspire new generations of believers. His story reminds us that God can use anyone who is willing to surrender completely to his will. Lester Sumrall later claimed that this single event led to 150,000 people converting to Christianity in the nation. The story of Lester Sumrall is more than just the biography of a successful minister. It's a testament to the power of faith, the importance of obedience, and the incredible things that can happen when Almion chooses to say yes to God's call. He produced and released his first movie, Bitten by Devils, which told the story of Clarita's deliverance and became a powerful evangelistic tool worldwide. Recognizing the power of television and radio to spread the gospel, he founded Lycia Broadcasting Corporation. This network became a major force in Christian broadcasting, reaching millions of viewers and listeners around the world. She was being bitten by invisible forces, leaving clear teeth marks on her body that doctors could see but could not explain. He founded the Cathedral of Praise in Manila and felt God calling him to take the gospel to the ends of the earth. Over the course of his ministry, Lester Sumrall traveled to 110 countries, including some of the most challenging and closed nations on earth. He ministered in Soviet Siberia during the height of the Cold War, brought the gospel to Tibet, and preached in communist China when such activities were extremely dangerous. Then came the voice that would echo through eternity, Lester Sumrall. Which of these will you choose tonight? The choice was clear. Lester chose the Bible, choosing life over death, ministry over mortality. He made a covenant with God that night, promising to preach the gospel as long as he lived. When he awoke the next morning, the impossible had happened. He was completely healed. The tuberculosis was gone, and in its place was a burning passion to serve God that would consume the next 65 years of his life. At 19, this young man with fire in his belly founded his first church in Green Forest, Arkansas, and was ordained by the Assemblies of God. But this was just the beginning of what would become one of the most remarkable ministries of the 20th century. It was in 1953 that Lester Sumrall's ministry would take a dramatic turn that would catapult him into international recognition. The case became a sensation that captured the attention of the entire Philippines for 3 days. Lester Sumrall engaged in spiritual warfare that would become legendary. Please subscribe if you like this video. The deliverance of Clarita Villanueva opened doors for Christian ministry throughout the Philippines. The success in the Philippines established Lester Sumrall as a global evangelist. Lester Sumrall was not just a preacher. He was a pioneer in Christian media. Perhaps most remarkably, Lester Sumrall was a prolific author. In his later years, Lester Sumrall became increasingly focused on humanitarian work. Throughout his 65 years of ministry, Lester Sumrall never lost the passion that had driven him from his deathbed conversion. Please subscribe if you like this video. When Lester Sumrall died in 1996, he left behind a legacy that few could match. The churches he planted continue to grow and multiply. From a dying teenager to a global evangelist, Lester Sumrall's life demonstrates that our circumstances don't determine our destiny, our response to God's call does. From a deathbed decision to a global ministry. From a small-town boy to an international evangelist. From obscurity to influence, this is the incredible story of Lester Sumrall.